Hello, my name is David Galen, Product Manager of the Coleman-Mach and Max Air brands, both air excel companies. Today, we're going to show you how to properly install the Coleman-Mach Air Purifier using iWave technology. The benefits of using the Air Purifier in the Coleman-Mach air conditioner is that anytime the Coleman-Mach air conditioner rooftop fan is running, this iWave air purifier is actively working to purify the air by removing viruses and bacteria, reducing odors, and many other benefits. For more information, please visit our website. Now, let's jump into the installation. So now that we're in the RV, we're ready to begin the installation of the Coleman-Mach Air Purifier. Coleman-Mach recommends that a qualified licensed service technician perform this installation. The tools that we're going to use for this installation, of course, is our safety equipment, gloves and glasses, cordless drill with either a Phillips or a Torx bit, and a 3/16 Allen wrench. Contained inside our box of the air purifier is the air purifier assembly and the installation instructions. Specifically, we're installing this on the 48000, 45000 series unit, so my air purifier comes complete. If I have a 47000 series, I'll be required to assemble a bracket onto the air purifier prior to installing into the rooftop unit. For this installation for the air purifier, we're installing this specifically on a 48000 series rooftop unit with a manual control non-ducted ceiling assembly. So the first thing we need to do is we'll make sure that our selector switch is set to the off mode. Then we'll need to make sure we turn off the 115 volt breaker to the air conditioner. Once we've done that, the first thing we're going to do here is reach up here and pull down to pull the knobs off. Set them aside to reuse later. Next, we're going to push in on the grill, and then we're going to take our filters out on both sides. Set aside. Now that we've got those removed, we're going to use our cordless drill to remove the outer shroud. And in these four corners, we'll remove the screws and save the screws to reuse later. You'll need to support the shroud with your opposite hand because it will come down once you remove the last screw. And set the shroud off to the side. Next thing we're going to do is remove our inner shroud, and we're going to remove the duct collar. We're going to do that by unscrewing this and not removing any of the adhesive. So the first part is I'll reach up in here and there's 3 screws that I have to remove to free up the duct collar. And again, I need to hang on to these screws. Now we're ready to remove the 4 on the inner shroud. Again, on the last screw, reach up to support the inner shroud so that it doesn't fall down. It will be supported by the high voltage wire and the 9-pin cable from the air conditioner. So now that we have the inner shroud down, I did put my gloves on as I'm going to start working up in the air conditioner where there's a lot of sheet metal components, but I'm going to unplug the air conditioner 9-pin harness by squeezing in on the 2 sides and pulling that off. So at this point, the inner shroud is going to be supported by the high voltage cable. We're now ready to take our air purifier assembly. We'll take the 9-pin harness from the upper unit AC, line it up so that they match, and plug this in until the 2 ears on the sides clip. We're ready now to push this up into the upper AC unit. Now we do put a sticker on here on 48000 and 5000 series units that says to install an optional electric heater or air purifier at this location. So it's important to note that since we use the same mounting location for the heater or the air purifier, you can only have one of those options. You cannot have both. So now that we have this here, we're just gonna push this up towards the side, bring it back over, and then we will slip this bracket over the sheet metal flange. And now we're ready to center this up in the opening, and we'll use our 3/16 Allen wrench to tighten this set screw. We want to tighten this so that we take away any potential movement of that air purifier from coming loose. So I've got a ratcheting tool here to help me install this a little faster, but it's still using a 3/16 drive. So once we've got that in place and we've taken that movement out, now we're ready to take the 9-pin from the air purifier, and we're going to install it into the top of this non-ducted ceiling assembly 9-pin. And push that on to get the ears to clip. Now that we have that installed up there, we need to make sure that we route the wires so that they're as out of the airstream as much as possible and not pushed up in here. If you have a ducted system with a control box, you'll have to manage the low voltage wires as well as there'll be a control box mounted in this area. So now we're ready to install the inner lower air chute back up to this ceiling. To do that, we'll use the 4 screws that we used prior. Now that the inner air chute assembly, using the 3 screws, we're going to re-secure the chute or this duct assembly into the bottom of the base panel. And our next step is to install the outer chute. So we'll make sure that we line up where the thermostat and selector switch are going to go over. The holes in the corners of the mount frame will line up once you have this in place. And we'll shoot these back in. All right, now that the outer chute assembly is back installed, we'll go ahead and put our filters and grills back in place. So the filter simply slide in, bend slightly to catch this other lip, and the grill snaps in place, bottom in first, and then bend slightly to push up to catch. And repeat the same thing on this other side. So now we'll push our knobs back in place. The metal stem is for our thermostat, so we'll line up the D slots and push on. Selector switch is the plastic, and of course I'm lining up that D slot and pushing the knob back on. And now that we've finished that, we're ready to turn on the 115 volt AC breaker and turn on the selector switch to test. On the installation we just completed, you're now ready to turn the 115 volt breaker back onto the AC unit. You can now turn your thermostat fan on and start enjoying the benefits of the iWave Air Purifier. We specifically showed you the installation into a 48000 series unit. We have air purifiers available that fit the 48000 and 45000 series units, as well as the 47000 series units. The benefits of this are that it installs inside the AC out of sight, and many of the other benefits that the iWave technology provides. Again, Coleman-Mach recommends that a qualified licensed service technician install this product. This product and a variety of other Coleman-Mach climate control accessories can be found at a local dealer or retailer near you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for using our trusted products, and we wish you well on your next trip.